Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's often misunderstood and sometimes overlooked: obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD. OCD is a mental health condition that affects millions of people. It's not just about being neat or liking things in order, it's much more than that. OCD is defined as individuals experiencing a pattern of unwanted thoughts and obsessions that lead to repetitive compulsions. These behaviors and actions can interfere with daily activities and cause a lot of distress. In this video, we're going to explore the most common symptoms of OCD. But before we begin, remember, while this video aims to inform and educate, it's not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you or someone you know is struggling with symptoms of OCD, we encourage seeking help from a qualified healthcare provider. Also, if you find value in this video, subscribe to our channel for more helpful content. So, let's get started and shed some light on the realities of living with OCD. The first and one of the most challenging symptoms of OCD is obsessive thoughts. These are persistent, recurring thoughts, images, or urges that invade a person's mind and are often distressing. Imagine having a thought that gets stuck in your mind like a song on repeat, but it's not a song, it's a worry, a fear, or even a disturbing image. This is what it's like to experience obsessive thoughts in OCD. These thoughts are not just regular worries about real-life problems. They're often about harm coming to oneself or loved ones, fears of contamination, or even distressing religious or sexual thoughts that go against the person's values. People with OCD might recognize that these thoughts are irrational, but they feel unable to control them. The anxiety and discomfort caused by these obsessions can be overwhelming. It's important to understand that these obsessions are unwanted. People with OCD do not enjoy these thoughts or want to have them. In fact, they find them deeply distressing and often go to great lengths to get rid of or suppress them. This struggle with obsessive thoughts can be incredibly isolating and exhausting, impacting a person's overall well-being and their ability to function in daily life. Remember, if you or someone you know is experiencing these kinds of persistent, unwanted thoughts, it's crucial to seek professional help. OCD is a treatable condition, and no one should have to navigate it alone. Moving on to the second key symptom of OCD, compulsive behaviors. Compulsions are repetitive actions that individuals with OCD feel driven to perform in response to an obsessive thought, or according to rules that must be applied rigidly. These behaviors are often performed in an attempt to reduce anxiety or to prevent an extremely feared event or situation. However, it's important to note that these compulsions are not connected realistically with what they are intended to prevent. Common compulsive behaviors include excessive cleaning or hand washing, repeatedly checking things, such as locks, repeating certain words, counting, or doing other irrational things to reduce anxiety. For someone with OCD, not performing these compulsive rituals can cause great distress and anxiety. They might feel like something terrible will happen if they don't complete them, even if part of them knows this is not true. It's a vicious cycle. The compulsive behaviors provide temporary relief from the anxiety brought on by the obsessions, but this relief is often short-lived, and the urge to perform the compulsion returns, sometimes even stronger than before. Understanding these compulsive behaviors can be challenging for those who don't experience them. Remember, these actions are not a choice for people with OCD, but a part of their daily struggle. Compassion and empathy are key in supporting individuals dealing with these compulsions. Next, we delve into a symptom many associate with OCD, the fear of contamination. This involves an overwhelming fear of germs, dirt, or being contaminated by other people or the environment. For someone experiencing this fear, ordinary objects and places can seem fraught with potential danger. A doorknob, a handshake, or a public seat isn't just what it is. It becomes a source of immense anxiety due to the perceived risk of contamination. This fear can lead to excessive cleaning and hand washing. We're not talking about the usual hand washing after eating or using the restroom. It's washing hands until they're raw, using bleach or other harsh chemicals to clean already clean surfaces, or avoiding public places altogether. It's a distressing cycle. The more a person engages in these behaviors to reduce their anxiety, the stronger the fear becomes. And the temporary relief gained from cleaning is just that, temporary. The fear quickly returns, often stronger than before. Importantly, this symptom can significantly impact a person's quality of life. It can limit where they go, who they see, and how they interact with the world around them. Another prevalent symptom of OCD is the need for symmetry or order. This isn't just a preference for tidiness. It's a deep-seated need for things to be arranged in a specific, often precise way. Individuals with this symptom may spend a considerable amount of time arranging and rearranging items until they feel just right. This could involve aligning books in perfect order, organizing clothes by color, or placing household items at exact angles. The drive behind these actions is often an overwhelming sense of discomfort or anxiety when things are perceived as out of order or not right. The person might feel that something terrible will happen if items aren't arranged correctly, or they might experience an unshakable sense that things are off until they're in perfect order. This symptom can be incredibly time-consuming and often interferes with daily life. Imagine being unable to leave your house until everything is in perfect order, or feeling distressed in environments you can't control. It's important to understand that this behavior isn't a simple preference for neatness. It's a compulsion driven by anxiety and the need to alleviate it. The relief felt after arranging things is often short-lived, leading to a repetitive cycle of needing to create order. Now let's talk about a symptom of OCD that's often misunderstood: hoarding. Hoarding is not just about collecting or having a lot of things, it's an intense difficulty in parting with items, regardless of their actual value. People with a hoarding symptom often feel a strong attachment to their possessions, fearing that throwing anything away will lead to regret or loss. This can include items most people would consider trash, such as old newspapers, containers, or even broken objects. It's a deeply emotional process. The thought of discarding these items can cause significant anxiety and distress. The individual might feel that each item is unique or will be needed in the future, leading to an accumulation of possessions that can overwhelm their living space. This symptom can have severe implications. Not only can it lead to cluttered living conditions that might pose health and safety risks, but it can also impact personal relationships and the ability to carry out daily tasks. Hoarding is often misunderstood as laziness or messiness, but it's important to recognize it as a serious symptom of OCD. It's a struggle with letting go, fueled by anxiety and uncertainty, not a choice or a lifestyle preference. Another profound symptom of OCD that is often deeply distressing for those experiencing it is intrusive thoughts. These are unwanted, involuntary thoughts, images, or impulses that can be disturbing and highly inappropriate. These intrusive thoughts can cover a range of themes, including harm, like fears of harming oneself or others, even if the person has no desire to do so. It's crucial to understand that these thoughts are not desires or hidden wishes. They're the opposite. They're thoughts that the individual finds horrifying and distressing. The fact that these thoughts are so repugnant to the person is why they become stuck and cause so much distress. The person dealing with these thoughts might engage in mental rituals or avoidance behaviors to try to escape or suppress them. But like a boomerang, the more they try to push these thoughts away, the more persistent they become. These intrusive thoughts can cause significant anxiety and guilt, leading to a vicious cycle of escalating distress. It's one of the most challenging aspects of OCD because it attacks the very values and morals that the person holds dear. The next common symptom of OCD we'll explore is checking compulsions. This involves repeatedly checking things like locks, alarms, appliances, windows, and even repeatedly seeking reassurance. People with this symptom often feel an overwhelming need to check repeatedly to prevent perceived dangers or disasters. For example, checking the door several times to ensure it's locked to prevent break-ins, or repeatedly checking the stove to ensure it's off to avoid a fire. These compulsions are driven by fear and anxiety. The individual often feels that something terrible might happen if they don't perform these checks. This leads to a relentless cycle of checking, often without a sense of relief or certainty that the danger has been averted. It's not just a simple double check. It can be time-consuming, exhausting, and can significantly interfere with daily life. Imagine being unable to leave your house or sleep because you're caught in a loop of checking things. These actions aren't a choice, they're a compulsion. The person is aware that their behavior might seem irrational, but the anxiety and the what-if thoughts are so overpowering that they feel compelled to check again and again. If you recognize these behaviors in yourself or someone else, it's important to understand that this is a symptom of OCD and not a personal failing. Another symptom often seen in OCD is counting compulsions. This involves a compulsion to count objects, steps, or perform actions a specific number of times. It's a ritual that some individuals with OCD feel compelled to do to reduce anxiety or prevent something bad from happening. For example, someone might feel the need to touch a doorknob a certain number of times before opening it, count steps while walking, or repeatedly align objects until they've reached a specific count. This isn't just a harmless quirk. It can be incredibly time-consuming and interfere significantly with daily functioning. The person may feel overwhelming dread or fear if they cannot complete their counting ritual. The specific number involved in the compulsion often holds significant importance to the individual. It could be a number they consider lucky or safe. Deviating from this number can cause intense anxiety and a sense of impending doom. It's important to recognize that these compulsions are not performed for pleasure. They're driven by an underlying anxiety and a desperate need to prevent perceived catastrophes, no matter how irrational they might seem to others. OCD is more than just a series of habits or quirks. It's a serious condition that requires empathy, understanding, and appropriate care. Let's continue to spread awareness and support each other in our mental health journeys. If you found this video informative and helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Also, head over to mindstratos.com to explore additional helpful content. Your support helps us create more awareness around mental health. Thanks for watching. Remember, mental health is just as important as physical health. Take care of yourself and those around you. Until next time, stay informed and stay kind.